Cebu Pacific President and Chief Commercial Officer Xander joins us now for the latest via Zoom. Thank you so much for joining us, Xander. So tell us, what is the latest on the cancellation of domestic and international flights? Will there be more, Xander?
Good evening, Rico, and Happy New Year to you and to your viewers. No? I think, first of all, happy to report, no? It looks like tomorrow, January 3rd, operations for Cebu Pacific are expected to normalize. No? A lot of the disruptions really had happened over the last 2 days. No? January 1st, obviously the day that the glitch happened, and then the 2nd of January. No? We had roughly 330 plus flights canceled over the last 2 days. We do not expect any further cancellations related to the glitch that had happened on the 1st, starting tomorrow.
And are you adding, Xander, additional flights to get these passengers to their destinations, both domestically and internationally, and also the stranded passengers who are in domestic and international destinations to get them back home?
Yeah, one of the first things we did, Rico, was when the glitch had happened, we had offered to all of the passengers up to the 3rd of January really flexibility in their travel options. Now they could rebook or put their credit in a travel fund for future future flights. No? So far, we've been sliding up passengers today whenever there's a vacancy. Or whenever there's an empty seat, we're able to slide packs up. We've also been working closely with the government authorities in launching extra flights now. So we've been launching a couple of extra sections or extra flights today and tomorrow. Some of them to key leisure destinations such as Coron, Bohol, and Boracay, for example. We continue to work with our ground operations teams and with the airport and civil aviation authorities to make sure that we're able to recover a lot of these passengers as quickly as possible.
So, Xander, when do you expect flights to normalize? Everyone is back home, everyone is getting to their destination. When do you expect all of this to be back to normal?
We do expect, again, our operations to return back to normal starting tomorrow. No? Obviously, some of the passengers have rebooked themselves to later dates, no? Maybe taking advantage of the extended, of the incident, to spend a bit more time elsewhere. Thank God, because of the work from home policies that are now in place, people are able to continue on with what they were doing in spite being remote. So we believe that operations will normalize tomorrow, and we continue to encourage passengers to, take a look at flight status still, just to check if there have been any changes. But again, we do expect everything to normalize starting tomorrow.
I mean, we just heard from our reporter, Paige Javier, who's at the Ninoy Aquino International Airport Terminal 3, and she mentioned that a lot of passengers are still struggling to rebook their flights. For those who are still stranded at the airport and in various terminals, are they being offered assistance like food, drinks, and places to stay?
Certainly, we've been offering, first of all, some of the options that we mentioned earlier, which is to try and get themselves on the first available flight. We have offered to some of the passengers food, as well as snack boxes, in order to, provide a little bit of relief during this time. It's clearly been a very challenging situation, not just for Cebu Pacific, but for the entire airline community, because given the scale of what's happened, we have provided some accommodation. We don't have to, in reality, we don't really have to, but there have been some instances that we had to provide some accommodation. But in general, I think the passengers are able to rebook themselves, manage themselves online, and are able to get additional flights or additional options for themselves.
But Xander, what a start to 2023. But overall, what is your outlook for the industry this new year? Is it looking up, or is it looking sideways, or looking down?
Obviously, all of us would have wished for a much better start this year. No, but having said that, I think the passenger demand coming up to this year was quite strong. We were carrying on some days close to 60,000 passengers per day. No? We're really bullish for this year in 2023. In fact, we have around 10 aircraft that are coming into the fleet this year, which we intend to use for our expansion. No? In particular, we are looking to expand in our hubs outside Manila, out of Cebu and out of Davao, as well as expand some of our international operations. No? In particular, we're looking to start Melbourne, for example, by end of March, with a 3 times a week service. So we are actually coming back to a lot of the routes that we had left behind in during the pandemic.
So with Cebu Pacific adding additional routes domestically and internationally, are you acquiring new aircraft to anticipate the rising volume of passengers?
Yeah, certainly. We are looking again to have around 10 aircraft this year. In fact, one of the deliveries had arrived, if I'm not mistaken, today or yesterday. No? So it is in country. It's going to be it's brand new. And we are expecting to grow a lot of our frequencies now. I think the good part is outside of the aircraft deliveries that have happened, we've also seen a lot of the international destinations open up their borders. No? So, for example, Japan has been quite open for a while. Singapore, Thailand. We have heard the news. No? Hong Kong is also quite open now, which was a really big change. No? And we do know that Hong Kong has been a popular tourist destination for Filipinos, for example. And obviously, a lot of our overseas Filipino workers is also another segment that we serve in and out of Hong Kong.
And briefly, Xander, to our viewers watching us right now who are still stranded in various terminals in the Philippines and around the world, your message to them, and I mean for them also who are struggling to rebook flights.
Well, first of all, we do apologize for all of the incidents that have happened as a result of the glitch. I think we're pretty happy that things have been safe so far. We continue to provide travel options to our passengers, whether they want to rebook themselves for free or travel or put their tickets in a travel fund. No? And we've done that for passengers traveling up to the 3rd of January. And then again, we expect operations to normalize beginning tomorrow. No? It is certainly it has been a challenging event, but it's something that the airlines and obviously our government partners continue to work towards normalizing the same. We've been really thankful as well to our authorities for actually being able to fix the glitch quite quickly. No? And again, it's been a challenge, no? But I think it's something that we can all pull through together.
Xander Lau, Cebu Pacific President and Chief Commercial Officer, thank you so much for joining us on The Final Word.